Tesla is quietly building something 35 miles outside Houston that the market has almost entirely ignored while debating robotaxi, Optimus, and FSD. In Brookshire, Texas, the company has leased more than 1.65 million square feet of industrial space, with plans to expand by several 100,000 more square feet in the near future. And the target attached to this facility is a number energy experts have called completely absurd: 100 gigawatts of annual solar panel production capacity. Not 100 megawatts, not the biggest in America, the biggest solar manufacturing facility in human history. At the World Economic Forum in Davos on January 20th, 2026, Elon Musk confirmed that Tesla and SpaceX would independently build enough solar manufacturing capacity in the United States to reach 100 gigawatts per year, covering the entire supply chain from raw silicon to finished panels. Most of the market treated it as another oversized Musk statement. Then CNBC reported that Tesla was negotiating to purchase approximately $2.9 billion worth of solar manufacturing equipment from China for shipment to Texas. And now, we know exactly where it is going. The scale context matters. Tesla's Buffalo factory operates at approximately 300 megawatts of annual solar production capacity. The Brookshire target is 100 gigawatts, more than 300 times larger. First Solar, the largest domestic U.S. solar manufacturer, is projected to reach approximately 17.7 gigawatts of capacity by 2027. Tesla is targeting nearly 6 times that figure from a single Texas complex. The total solar capacity installed across the entire United States in 2023 was approximately 32 gigawatts. Tesla is proposing a single factory that produces more than 3 times that entire national annual figure. The skepticism is understandable. The solar roof underdelivered? The 4680 battery program ran years behind Battery Day 2020 projections, and Tesla Semi arrived far later than projected. But Brookshire is structurally different. There is no government subsidy driving the timeline. New York spent nearly $1 billion on the Buffalo factory. Brookshire carries no equivalent political check. Tesla is using its own capital, estimated at close to $3 billion in equipment costs alone, with total investment potentially exceeding $4 billion before full production scale. The factory is being designed as a fully vertically integrated solar manufacturing operation. Silicon ingot pulling, wafer cutting, photovoltaic cell production, and final panel assembly all within one campus, rather than the multi-country supply chains that characterize how almost every major solar manufacturer currently operates. Most Western solar companies still rely on components sourced from China, Malaysia, or Vietnam at multiple stages of the production process. Brookshire is designed to compress that entire chain into a single location. Tesla already launched the first product from this platform, the TSP-420 solar panel, which began quiet production at Buffalo in late 2025 and launched commercially in the U.S. in early 2026. Most observers treated it as a minor revival of a struggling segment. It was actually the opening phase of a much larger build-out. Brookshire was selected with deliberate industrial logic. Houston has one of the largest ports in the United States, essential for importing billions of dollars of manufacturing equipment from China. Infrastructure Austin does not have. Adjacent to the solar factory, Tesla is also building a roughly $200 million megapack gigafactory on the same campus. That adjacency is not coincidence. Solar generation and battery storage are inseparable at utility scale, and controlling both creates a defensible long-term energy business rather than a commodity panel manufacturer exposed to Chinese pricing cycles. The historical parallel for this bet is the Model S. At Fremont, Tesla recently held a ceremony marking the end of production for the Model S and Model X line, the cars that forced the entire automotive industry to take electric vehicles seriously. The Model S was the first EV to exceed 400 miles of range and the first mass-produced car to reach 0 to 60 miles per hour in under 2 seconds. A family sedan with hypercar acceleration the global industry had declared commercially impossible. It pioneered the 17-inch center touchscreen and over-the-air software updates at a time when the rest of the global auto industry was still building dashboards packed with physical buttons. Musk and Lars Moravi both drove their original 2012 Founder Series cars to the ceremony, vehicles over a decade old, still in daily use by the people who created them. The current Model S and Model X share only approximately 3% of their parts with the 2012 originals, and total component count has been reduced by more than 40%. That relentless simplification, eliminate complexity, reduce part count, remove friction, is the same engineering philosophy being applied at Brookshire. The Fremont ceremony also made Tesla's strategic direction unmistakably explicit. The Model S and Model X production line is being converted to support Optimus humanoid robot manufacturing, targeting 1 million units per year. Cybercab has entered pilot production, achieving approximately 165 watt-hours per mile, the most energy-efficient passenger vehicle ever designed for mass production, optimized for AI-controlled autonomous fleet operation at minimum cost per mile. The moment the automotive world began catching up in EVs, Tesla shifted the terms of competition toward robotics, autonomous transportation, and large-scale energy infrastructure. In Europe, Tesla is committing $250 million to expand Gigafactory Berlin battery production from 8 to 18 gigawatt-hours annually, targeting full vertical integration of battery cell production and vehicle assembly by 2027, eliminating dependence on Panasonic and LG Energy Solution and capturing the full margin of the production chain internally. Tesla is no longer a car company dressing itself in energy language. It is an energy and AI infrastructure company that still happens to build cars. And Brookshire is the clearest proof of that strategic identity yet. The pattern repeating at Brookshire is identical to the one that defined the Model S era. When Tesla was developing the Model S, almost the entire global lithium-ion battery supply was consumed by phones and laptops. The volumes required for mass-market EV production did not exist. Most industry experts called it impossible. Tesla committed its own capital anyway, and that commitment eventually restructured the entire global energy storage industry. Today, the arguments applied to the 100 gigawatt solar target, supply chain too complex, scale too ambitious, timeline impossible, are nearly identical in structure to what was said about the Model S in 2010 and 2011. Even if Brookshire reaches only 20 to 30 gigawatts per year, Tesla immediately becomes one of the largest solar manufacturers in the United States. At 50 gigawatts, it surpasses the current domestic industry by an entirely different order of magnitude. At 100 gigawatts, the global solar market enters a new structural era defined by American vertical integration. The company closing the first chapter of the EFI revolution at Fremont is simultaneously opening what may be the most consequential industrial chapter yet in Brookshire, Texas. Subscribe to the Tesla Breakdown. This story is just beginning.